So this is the information we were being given for this problem right here. Now I'm going to ask you some simple questions. The first simple question I'm going to ask you is I want to know what is the length from D to B. D to B goes from here to here. How wide do you say 6? Okay, EK is a radius or KD is a radius?
KD,
yeah.
And that's double because it's the diameter.
Perfect. The next thing I'm going to ask you, what is the angle? Which one am I looking for here? CGE. Angle CGE. How big is that? How many degrees? So I'm going to go back up here. CGE. To find that angle, of course, I need to know this arc out here. Well, I know that CD from here to here is 120. I just need to know this piece. How can I find that piece? Well, this is 30 out here, right? This is 90. This is 90. If I look at this thing here, it's four-sided. A four-sided figure has how many degrees? 360. So 90 and 90 is 180. 210. This has to be 150 degrees. Do you see how I got that?
Yeah.
You look lost, Jason.
Nope. So you take the 150 to 270.
Got 90, 90, 30, and 150 add up to 360. So that has to be 100. If that's 150, this has to be 30, because that's a straight line for the diameter across there.
Yep.
So that's 120. There, Cody, you're going to need one of these. Plus 30, so that is how many, that arc is 150, which means this angle, is this 150 or is it, it's 75, it's half of that. Because it's an inscribed angle. So I'm going to get rid of some of my mess. I'm going to leave those arcs out there because those might come in handy someday. Next, I want to go know angle CJB. How many degrees? CJB right here. This one's actually relatively simple. GE was 70 over here, right? Look at it this way. We have this chord and this chord that form that angle. This arc over here is 70 plus 30 is a 100-degree arc over here. This arc over here is how much? Well, it's 180 minus the 120, right? Must be a 60 degree, right? Because this is a diameter here. So that means one side of it has to be 180 degrees. So 180 minus 120 makes that 60. So I got 100 on one side and 60 on the other. How do I find that angle? Average them. Yeah. That's going to be 60 plus 100 divided by 2, 80 degrees. I want to know arc BGE. How many degrees is it? BGE. Here, let me get some of my crap out of the way again. BGE goes from here to here. We know this is 30, so that has to be what? 150. 150 degrees. I want the length of arc EF, or not EF, what am I looking at here? Sorry. Arc BC, I should say. I want that length in centimeters. I already know it's 60 degrees. I want its length in centimeters. How do I find its length in centimeters? So the circumference of the circle is going to be pi times 6, right?
Right.
And then that's going to be times 60 degrees over 360, otherwise known as 3.14 centimeters. Correct? If you multiply that all out, it comes out to 3.14. What's that? Pretty much. Now, I want the sector area of sector EKD. Okay, let's come up here. EKD is this sector right here. We know that it is, if we look in here, it is 30 degrees, right? So how do we find the area of that sector?
The area, you find the area.
Area of the circle, pi times 3 squared, times 30 over 360. 3.14 times 3 squared times 30 over 360. 2.355 centimeters squared. Next, I want to know the angle angle KEA. How do I find the measure of angle KEA? Well, let's come up here. Here is KEA. How do I find that angle? What's that? What is it? Yep, so what does that mean? It's 90 degrees. Very good. That was an easy one. How about the length of HI? I want to know high. I want to know the length of HI. From here, notice that gets Cody's attention. You say hi and he's all over it. From H to I. It'd be the same as from C to I. Yes. Which was 2.5 centimeters. And I want to know angle EFG. How do I find the measure of angle EFG? Let me get some crap out of the way. So I am looking at this one right here. EFG. Well, it helps if I extend this like this. Does that help? Because now I have this arc in here was 70 degrees, right? This arc out here we found to be 150 degrees. Subtract them and divide by 2. So 150 minus 70 divided by 2. That's 80 divided by 2 is 40 degrees. There you go. That should be an adequate review to get you through the quiz. If you followed that review and you followed every step, you should be able to get through the quiz. Any questions?